back in business for a time being at least. Yeah, this microphone, something happened with this microphone. I'm not sure what it did, but anyway, I'll have to check it out later, I guess. All right, we got work now, says everybody. Yeah, it's funny how that works sometimes. My issue was it was working fine until I just plugged Zoom on and tried to see if I could work it, but then it had a problem, and apparently I goofed up my settings somehow in the audio, so had to rebuild I basically switched over my laptop's microphone. So I know it works pretty well. This is better. This one works better, but this will suffice for now, I guess. As long as I talk loud and all that good stuff. Oh boy. So now we can start. Yay! So, so we'll start over. All right. Welcome everybody to Not a Linux Screw Guy, Brews and Linux, Not a Linux Screw Guy. This is what's I gonna say? Oh yeah, this is Rick Koppel, coming at you from Denver, Colorado. And yeah, and finally coming at you from Denver. So we'll get it working and get started down the road. Have several people in the house, it looks like. Looks like we got it cooking. And should be interesting. One thing I wanted to celebrate is that today I got my 100th subscriber. Yay! So I never figured out what I wanted to do. I saw I'd do something for my 100th subscriber when I got it, but anyway, we have 100 subscribers now. Yay! That's good. So we will look and see what else we can do with it. But at this point in time, I don't have anything other than say 100 subscribers. And I can't even say that very well, can I? Yeah. So, yeah, 100 shows is kind of weird, isn't it? Party, 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 party. Yeah, it took about, let's see. I started in August of 2009. I think is the first one I did. August 2019. Or no, I think it's August 2020 I started my first one. And so it's been like basically like about almost 2 years. Almost 2 years, about a year and a half or a year or so. It took me to get 100 to 100. So the next time maybe go a lot faster or something like that. You never know about these things. At any rate. So we're doing Pop OS today. Yay! And that had NDI set up on this. Now I'm just streaming because of all my fixes and works. I didn't know if the NDI problem might be a problem, so I disconnected it. So no NDI today, but I have NDI set up on this computer to work with that computer over there. So a journey of 5,000 miles being the first step for first 100 for our first 100. Yeah. So you never know what's gonna happen. So anyway, we got a live show today, and thanks everybody for showing up and coming, and we'll see if we can make it worth your while. So let's cook over here. First, I want to say welcome Steve and Jose and Benz and American Legend, and if I missed anybody else, then forgive me. Larry, hi Larry, how you doing? Saban was here last week, and yeah, so Pop OS it is. This is awesome, isn't it, American Legend? Yeah, it's cool because you can do a lot of stuff with it, and it's I've used this daily driver before even, so I'm not opposed to using it again at some point if I needed to, Right now, MX Linux, which is what I'm running on both these machines here, suffices for me. And actually, let's see, yeah, actually, Pop! OS probably would work on this computer here because, as we'll see in a minute, it's got a more up-to-date kernel in it than Ubuntu long-term support or that. And Ubuntu 2204 came out recently because it is April 22. So, yeah. So all the ones, this is the first one out of the gate of one of the ones that based on Ubuntu. Hold on, let me get my light cooking. I just realized I had my light on. Yeah, it's one of the ones that's based on Ubuntu that, yeah. I just dropped some, but I haven't just dropped it. There we go. Lights on. Yeah, kind of look a little more natural, hopefully not so much in the dark. So, yeah, so Ubuntu is has a just released their version, so you get all the flavors of Ubuntu that came out recently and that kind of thing. Now you have all the ones that are based on Ubuntu, which are going to have showing up in the next couple of months or so, and they're going to come out with their version of 22.04. Yeah, so right. So yeah, so anyway, we got that. And Pop! OS first one is of those that's coming out with the new version of 2204 on it. You also notice I grew a beard this week, since I've been away. Last week I called my Holy Week beard because it's Holy Beard on Holy Week. Yeah, so yeah, my Holy Week is last week, and Western Holy Week was the week before, so there you go. So I had on that for deal. So we have my brew today is Land Shark Lager. I'm not sure, it says Island Style Lager. I'm not sure what island it's talking about. It's made in St. Louis, Missouri, so I'm not sure what island they're talking about at all. It's brewed at the Margaritaville Brewing Company in St. Louis, Missouri. So yeah, I'm not sure what like I said, I'm not sure what island this is, but maybe it's an island out in Mississippi River or something like that, maybe. So, yeah, so Savant says I don't distro hop, so it's good to see distro reviews. Yay. Yeah, and Pop! OS is really cool, and it's got a lot of stuff on it, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if Steve's still here, but he was busy cooking on his stuff. His he had a what was I talking? Yeah, Steve had a he's a little scroll off the top of page last century. He had some. Yeah, I think he was doing some kind of updates on his computers and stuff, and so he said he'd be watching or listening so he's probably working on other stuff, focused on other things at the moment. He'll be back, I'm sure. He's got to go get his son after a while, so. Any rate. All right, that took 30 minutes. So we'll get cooking on the Pop! OS file, don't we? Now, we're going to cook down here. Was gone again. Yeah. I forgot to change the scene on it, so yeah. Forgot to change the sound in the scene I was switching to, but I think it's the only one I'm going to go to is this one in the headshot, so I'm okay probably there. So anyway, there's long-term support, so when you download for any normal computer like mine, framework. And this is one of the NVIDIA driver. If you have an NVIDIA driver, you download that. ISO. Gnome, I have it in there. And then Raspberry Pi 4. Also has one for that now. If you didn't used to have one, I don't think. I don't remember if the last version had Raspberry Pi on it or not, but it does now. If it didn't before. Yeah, so Raspberry Pi, which I was telling you that one of the interesting things is I decided to get me a Raspberry Pi. Everybody else seems to be digging them, so thought, well, it might be making for a cheap computer for out in the living room. I can put Nathan, my son's his Legion back in his room or something. if this works that good. So yeah, I got the Raspberry Pi 400, one with a keyboard in it. So we'll see how that goes. Well, so anyway, there's your things, and there's all the recommended uh, amounts of stuff you have in there. Stuff. This is a real technical term. USB 3 storage, Raspberry Pi, if you have that. File size, tells you file sizes, and it also gives you all the SHA 256 totals that you want to check it. Make sure you download it, and then nothing happened in downloading it that caused a problem. So I downloaded that one. Obviously, I don't need to do it again, so I'm not going to do that again. Decided to take too long. And so that's where the download button takes you, and then you got all this other stuff down here, which you can read at your leisure when you have time. Yeah, so flow customization, auto tiling, the pop shell, which you'll see in a minute. Keyboard navigation, workspaces, and stacking. Stack application windows atop one another like tabs in a web browser. Just remember to switch off the Steam when the boss walks in. Also has development toolkits work flawlessly. They say it works flawlessly. I assume it does. And here they have deep learning, codes life into the machinery of the future, and you got media production, bioinformatics, engineering, some of the STEM stuff they're talking about. So yeah, that's what you got. And you, like I say, you read this out of your own time, probably. You get clicking on what we need to do there. So I'll go ahead and close this out now. And start on VirtualBox. Okay. There we got Pop! OS ready to go right there. I've given it 4 gigabytes of RAM, and that's pretty much it. So, and I get 30 or 35, I think. But I don't remember which one it was. 30 or 35 gigs of storage on my hard drive. So we'll get started on it and see what you got. Okay. Just going to load the live environment first. So what it's cooking on now. And should come up pretty quick. I hope it does at least. In here now, it's going to pop up. I know it. Better pop up at least. Oh, something's happening. Pop! OS, yay. Hey, it's going automatically a dark theme on it. Interesting. So Pop! OS is not responding. It's responding now, apparently. So, yeah. Let's see if we can change this on the display settings. Let's see. And then we have down here. Display. Resolution. No, we don't want that tiny resolution. So we want 1680 by 1050, I think. Apply. And it changes. I got a full thing. I'll go ahead and full screen this so we get all the explaining stuff out of the way. You just see the pure, unadulterated One thing I like about Pop! OS is the keybind. A lot of keybinds I use are automatically built into it. So anyway, this is an installer. It's very easy, not hard at all. So it's got English, defaults to English is my language, and of course that's correct. And I'm talking English. I know English, right? I don't really know much else. I know a little bit of Spanish, but that's about it. United States is the place I'm from. Yep, correct mundo. And English US is the keyboard I'm using. Yep, you can test it out here if you need to. I need to do that though. All right. And default. Yep, that's US English keyboard default on any special English keyboards. That's good. So now we come to our disk partitioning. So you got the option of doing a clean install, where it erases everything and installs a fresh copy of Pop! OS, or you can do a custom advanced install, which you probably takes you something similar to a G parted or something like that. It would do where you can set up your own partitions, create the size you want them, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm just going to go with the easy clean install because I'm lazy, like a lot of people. So we'll go ahead and go with clean install. Okay, now we added this where you select your hard disk. Now, if you had a regular machine with the other hard disk on it, you'd see all your hard disks listed out here. And make sure you select the right one. You don't want to select the wrong one. But on virtual machine, you don't have to worry about it too much. You only got one option to select. So, erase and install. Okay, now full name. Okay, that's my full name, all right. Right. Now I could put Koppel there and all that stuff. I'm just going to put Rick. Choose an account password. Get you a strong password in there. This isn't a strong one, but it's only a temporary one. Now you can encrypt it. You can also select, interestingly enough, encryption passwords the same as the user account password here. So yeah, so you can do that if you wanted to. But since this is not a, well, I'll go ahead and use it so you can see what it does, all right? And yeah, so it says encryption password will be required each time you turn on the device or restart. So yeah, I have my MX Linux encrypted on this framework laptop, because sometimes I take it out and pass it around. I usually leave most of my laptops plugged in here in the desk, but yeah. So up here, might as well encrypt it, just make sure in case I lose it, nobody else can get into it, hopefully. We pray. So, but you can set same password as your user account password, through which we just set, of course. So we'll say encrypt. And now it's partitioning the drive, and it's going to install things. It's still extracting files. All right. See, Steve says he tried to install Pop 2204 on HP 6550 Elite Book with 4 gigs of RAM. It was a no-go. No, really, no why. Steve was working on Pop update number 3. Yep, I got my sound back. At least I'm using different microphones than my standard one. I don't know what's wrong with this one. Maybe need it plugged in or something. Who knows? Any rate, let's see. Pop doesn't even, actually I got 4 gigs installed on this same here. It doesn't need more than 4 gigs. Zorin Live. I don't think 4 gigs is a restriction on the Pop! OS not working on the HP. I have HP over here. It has like 10 or 6 or 10 gigs on it. I think 6 gigs is what I got on HP out there. Memory, but I don't remember that now. Had been NDI working on this machine over here and over there, or working before, like I say. Got zapped and when I turned on Zoom. So I have to play with that some more, but I don't know what it did to the sound on the OBS. It's weird. It's like I just killed this microphone practically. So I don't know what happened there, but there you go. It's showing Sunday, Steve. Yeah. Yeah, Steve's show is going to be a Sunday. You got something special to talk about this Sunday, Steve, or just general what? Yeah, I got a HP laptop out there in the living room. My wife uses it. I haven't tried it down. Can't remember if I ever installed a Pop! OS on it or not. I may have installed Pop! OS on this Acer Inspire I have here, but I don't think I don't know whether I installed Pop! OS on this Acer Inspire or the HP. Anyway, yeah, so it says continue setting up, restart device. It has a few more things to do once you get started up. So yeah, we'll get it cooking. And we're gonna get restarted here. Please unlock disk encrypt data. Should be, hopefully. This worked right. Hey, it's set up successfully. Yeah, it should be the one that has password you set up for my user name, which I said to use that, and it did. Yay, it worked. Sundays, Steve's gonna have a Ubuntu 22.4 and the new peppermint never before seen. Really, that'd be cool. Never before seen new peppermint, huh? That sounds exciting. Go put it in our new system here. Probably have to change the display on this too, more likely. I don't think it'll work automatically. We'll see if it automatically kicks in for the full display. Nope, it won't do it. So, yeah, we'll go through that in a minute. System that's available to install. Here to view available updates. Yeah, we'll have to do this when we get. I've always had a dock. I've always used the dock part over here. The dock doesn't extend to edges. I'm thinking about maybe not using a dock at all. It's kind of six one half dozen the other, I guess, whether you use the dock at all or not, but I'll just leave it here in the default for this time, but I think I probably would not use the dock. Mainly because I use keyboard and to activate things. This has the setup kind of thing pretty good. So we'll go ahead. Go ahead and view updates, I guess. Pester me here to do that, so I'll click there and we'll view updates. It's looking for it. You can tell by a little eyeball rolling around over here. Looks like an eyeball anyway. Okay. Okay, it's gonna work or not. Yeah, it's got too small of a space to have to do. We'll have to go back to that later, I guess. Go to the top bar, workspace button. And probably I would use the docks rather than the workspace button, so I'm going to take that off. Yeah, it goes away. It's the application workspace. And we're going to take this off. You only need one place, only need both the bar up there plus the dock down here. You also center daytime. You can center over left or right. We're going to go to left over here, so it's over here. So balance out the stuff over here. Next. All right, now I'm one of the people that sort of likes this thing that pops up here. And super key configuration between time steps. Yeah, well, leave it as default there. And okay, just information telling you gestures for easier navigation. And yeah, dark selected. I like dark, so that's good. Helps my eyes see things better than using bright white, especially on web pages. Yeah. And privacy, we're gonna leave that off for now. Generally wouldn't turn off this because I don't like to tell people exactly where I'm at, just so you can zero in on me and fire kill me or something like that. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I know you aren't. Steve says, I, for one, am not a fan of that launcher. I understand that, Steve. Matter of fact, I know you aren't, but I kind of like it personally because it's so ropey like. Okay, now we're actually getting search for nearby city. Oh, I never noticed that before. Let's see. Nope. I'm over here in this side of the world. Mountain Daylight Time. Yep, that's right. Time zone I'm in. Connect your online account. Now here you can connect your online accounts you want, Microsoft, Google, Nextcloud. I might take advantage of this, but I like to do it on one-by-one basis usually when I go to them, that kind of thing. So here you may, I'll skip that for start using Pop! OS says. Yeah, let's get this pop. See, here's what I display. This is why I like this so much, especially when you go into your settings with settings and individual entries in the settings. You can do it just by typing it out. Notice when I did it before on the menu, or no, it was on the apps thing I popped open. It didn't show that. Here you just type in display and it'll go right to display. Oop, da, 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 da. And we want 16 by 1050. 16 by 1050. There you go. Apply that. We finally get a full thing of it. That's cool. That's great, actually. Okay, so yeah, now one of the things is you have your scale here, so there's no fractional scaling. So if you don't have a setting in here that works for your screen size or one you want to adjust it to match another screen on your system, yeah, you have to use a different distro, I guess, to get scaling. Fractional scaling like XFC can do usually. What? Fractional scaling may increase power usage, storage speed reduced. Yeah, let's just see what happens here. Okay, there's your fractional scaling. But like on my XP, in order to get to match for the framework laptop screen to get to match the big screen I have up there, I had to reduce it down instead of increase it. So yeah, this wouldn't help me at all. So I think I brought it down to 0.8, something like that. Yeah. So, but if you need to go up or something in your scaling, like it shows a small scaling, you can do that. And or you can just go standard. If one of those works for you, that's great too. So yeah. So enable or disable the HID IPI Damien. You don't want to do that probably. Enable render load display it. So got all that covered. Look at that. So it's nice One of the things you notice that I don't know if this is a change from last time per se, but it basically, if you change the dark to light mode or light mode to dark mode, it changes its background. See, has this right there, and desktop would be display settings. That takes us back right where we're on that light. Desktop or yeah, there's where you can change your launcher, or you can have one of the super key bring up your workspaces or your applications. One of those three have options on. You can change it to either one of those. That's nothing new there, but pretty much this came in about 2 or 3 versions back. I think when they first came out with Cosmic Desktop as a Cosmic Desktop type thing, and so that's cool. Then you got hot. Yeah, that's where you enable your workspace or application button. It'll show up there if you want to. And your daytime notification position, which we all did on the deals appearance. Well, appearance, that probably be, yeah. So if you switch to light, see how you get the blue, the traditional blue with white Pop OS thing there. Now if you switch it back to dark, it'll pop back up with that nighttime look with starry background and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I was interested in showing you. Because it has the ability to switch those two back and forth. Now I don't know if you can change those. So I mean you could change it obviously in backgrounds, but I don't know if you can like change it in those functions there. So we'll see. Yeah, so you want to look at the backgrounds while we're talking about backgrounds, actually. Change background. So it comes out of the box for this. And here you are. So a lot of these are standard ones. They're cosmic. See if I can scoot this out of the way a bit. And you got this scenic one. It's quite bright. Snowy mountains. You got this night sky, which is obviously rotating the Earth. You can see the stars stretched out. And you have your Grand Canyon thing here. Yeah. And you have this one here, which is just a desert of some kind with starry skies up above. And this is one I never quite understood. I don't know if anybody's ever used this one, but see all these planets. I'm sure. Looks like the moon, different phases of the moon, blood orange moon, all that kind of stuff. Here's one I've used before. Welcome to colorful Colorado. Obviously, since they're in Colorado, they have that for you to want to have that available. And of course, it doesn't look very colorful from there, does it? Not till you get to the mountains, at least. So it's kind of a joke, so to speak. And you have your big guy. I forget what the name of that movie was, but yeah, that guy. Yeah, you can adjust size, or you can get rid of the dock altogether if you want to striping. So, as you can figure, there you got this pop over here. You got this standard pop. This is pop we're on, or was on basically. You have planets. Now this is planets here, which are kind of, yeah, this one's kind of, I guess that's the moon or something. Earth in the background though, and then you got Earth here. which I've used this before. I think this first time I saw this version of this was on Fedora's 33, I think, if I remember correctly. And anyway, you got all these other ones that are interesting. Yeah, you have all these kind of, I don't know what you call it, it's kind of artish artwork, comic-like artwork, something like that type things. I'm wondering if they have any new ones though, is what I'm looking for. And it doesn't look like they have any new ones. All these are ones they had before. So that's a little bit disappointing. They didn't have any new backgrounds. I guess it's something they didn't focus on too much. So, yeah. Yeah, if you want to change your docs, you go down here, I think, and you send doc to edges screen, show launcher icon and dock, or show workspaces icon and dock, show application icon and dock, show mounted drives, and icon click action. And you show dock on display, primary display. You can intelligently hide the dock if you want to, or you can always hide it or always visible. Yeah, so basically intelligently means that the dock will be there, but as soon as a space gets over it, it goes away. So you have the full use of the screen, but if you ever want to use it, you have to, I don't know if you can like bring it down. And apparently you have to like get out, which is kind of is bad for tiling issues. So if you use a dock, I don't want to have a tiling going on at the same time or something. Well, so here you can use dock size, small, medium, which apparently is on its own, and large, so what small looks like. So there's a smaller dock. And if you really want a big dock to see it better, you can get that big. Personally, even though my side isn't the greatest thing in the world, I think I probably prefer a smaller dock just myself. If I'm going to use one at all, I don't know if I'm going to use one. And you can custom size it. You can make it teeny weeny if you wanted to. See. How about that small dock? Or you can have a large dock. It goes down from 0.8 to 128 in size. Keep it on small, apparently. Okay, so you got that and workspaces. If you use workspaces much, like I do, and you can have dynamic workspaces or you can have fixed workspaces. I usually put fixed workspaces. I put a workspace bar up here so you can make more use of this bar. And it starts out defaults 4 workspaces. You use fixed. So that's usually what I have on most of my machines right now, because that's the default on, yeah, a lot of them, I think. And some of them start out with 2 workspaces, and I was extended to at least 4. So you know, workspace picker on the left side or along the right side, which I use key bindings for that. So probably have to go put them in there, but yeah. Shortcut keys are like, I believe, you know, the keyboard here, and you're down here. Then you use shortcuts here. And if you want to do your navigation, move window 1 monitor to the right, disabled, or 1 monitor up. You set your key bindings here. Usually what I use, I put to move window to workspace, I use super shift 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of home and in and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, you do that. You set a lot of stuff here actually. Switch applications. A lot of these are already set up for you. You could just learn the ones they have and use those. If you wanted to. Or you could use the standard Gnome-ish type thing that they have set up there. And so yeah. One thing I want to check is one of the things I like is they do use Super Q to close windows instead of Alt F4, which I prefer Super Q. So that's convenient for me, so I like that. But also I like my launchers. And so Super F opens your file. Your calculator is disabled. Super E launches your email client, not your file manager. So that is a little non-intuitive for me because a lot of them I used before. I used Super E to open your home folder. Browser, I use Super B, so I change that, and that means I actually it's already got it set down here. That's Help Browser. And Super T launches your terminal, which is standard in some window managers, but I tend to use Super Return for that, so I'll probably change that if I wanted to. So yeah, so I do all that by my keyboard shortcuts mostly. So yeah, so that's where you set them is in the keyboard. And he's got a mouse touchpad, displays, power, which I usually change. One of the first things I change is power settings. I'll go in here and I'll change it to, you see, screen length 5 minutes, but when it's plugged in, I don't like that. So, next say on that idea. Usually have a no never on there somewhere. Automatic spin is off. The spinning power button, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much because we're probably moving around too much for it to get that low anyway. And yeah, here network up here. Try network connected to my Ethernet, it thinks it's Ethernet anyway, to my Wi-Fi. But yeah, so it's connected to Bluetooth. You want Bluetooth? You have Bluetooth then. It doesn't use the Bluetooth in this virtual machine, but you could set it to use one, I suppose. Desktop. And we already looked at that. Applications. Now, this has your application, so it shows all you set notifications. You can turn off all notifications for each individual application you have open. Say you want on your calendar, say you don't want to be bothered by the notifications on there, you turn those off. Also, some of these have more things than just that. Hold on. There. And this is types of files and links this application opens. Text files, basically, for your calendar. Alrighty. So yeah, see, some of these have more than notifications. They'll always at least have notifications, I think. Search notification, disk notifications. So yeah, all these different things you have down here, which is all applications installed on here. And the extensions, Firefox web browser, fonts, Geary, help, image viewer, blah 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 blah. Now the image viewer should have image files. I wonder what option you have. Mac OS X icon. And all the different ones. These are all the ones that are set for image files for your image viewer to open up by default. So we probably have JPEG down in here and that kind of thing. And other kinds. PNG. language support, LibreOffice. So you get the idea about that. And application, firmware, your color, virtual one monitor, not calibrated. I guess we need to calibrate at some point, but I'm not going to do that now. Firmware, region language, accessibility. So it tells you, like you have a visual problem or something like that, or reading problem or stuff of that nature, you can increase the size as you go to large text, high contrast, enable animation, cursor size, zoom, screen reader, sound keys, visual alerts. The hearing impaired. So that's all those kind of things you have to deal with. So yeah, you got users. Yeah, I tell you, that's true on that. Steve says, I'll tell you, you really appreciate what Pop, Ubuntu, and Zorn do to Gnome once you try vanilla Gnome. That's exactly what I heard DT say earlier today about this. Is DT claims this is probably the best Gnome desktop, and he's probably right on that. So, hey Adam, how you doing? Glad for you to show up for a while. Late to the party, but you're not too late. We're exploring Zorn right now. I mean, not Zorn, but Pop OS, obviously. So users, default applications, yeah. One thing I don't like about GNOME, though, is you don't have a default application for uh, your terminal. Excuse me. Had to think about that for a second. What word I was looking for. You got web, mail, calendar, music, video, photos, but that's it. So yeah. Anyway, so I'll send there. You can change if you get a music player that you like, you can install that and put it to default there. Date and time. OS upgrade recovery support and about. Let's see what about. Device name Pop OS. Virtual bots, hardware, memory, 3.8 gigabytes, 11th gen Intel Core. It's my core processor. LVM pipe. It's graphics. Disk capability 32.2 gigabytes. Yeah, so about that. And it's using X11 windowing system. Virtualization is Oracle. GNOME version is 42. And OS type is 64-bit. That gives you an idea about the size of the thing, what it's doing. Okay. Now let's go and open a terminal. Check that out real quick. See, Super T opens up the terminal. Yay, worked. Okay, let's go H-top. And not found. We have to install it. Sudo apt install H-top. And we are there, H-top. Okay, I don't know if you can see that very good, but spin it up. I think maybe I accidentally clicked on the oh, minimize what I did. I minimized sucker. Thought I was going to maximize it. But you maximize it by pressing Super M. It's built into this thing. So yeah, so anyway, it looks like we're using 1.51 gigabytes of data, which for GNOME-based desktop is not too shabby, I guess. It's not. So if you, that's one of the reasons. The only reason I wanted to kick it, I changed it out on one of the machines I had because it was low, low thing. I wanted more of the room for program stuff like that. A lot of today's things though, when you got 16 gigabytes, 1.51 is a small percentage of that. It's a more larger percentage is 3.4 gigabytes, but yeah, so you just have to base it on if you have a. Anyway, this desktop isn't a low like my server, which has got Debian running on it. No. It's only got console access, no desktops or anything like that. So it's using 60 megabytes installed data on it. So yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. So anyway, you got that. And it's using about 2% of CPU approximately. 2 to 3. About 1.5 to 3, I think. Okay. It all depends on what you're doing, I guess. So we got that. Now we want to check out. Let's see, probably need to install Neopets too. Yep, you do. It's a little bit more of a bigger install than the HTOP was, but it's not too long. Neopets. Yeah, so you got your virtual box. Let's see. It's got 5.16.19. That's what I was talking about. I would be able to run this on this framework. I would be able to run it on the framework because it needs at least, I think, a 5.14 CPU for it to run it. 5.14 kernel to run it is what I meant to say. And yeah, it's got 1765 packages, which is not the lowest I've seen. It's not the highest I've seen either. And so yeah, Mutter window manager, pop dark pop gnome terminal, which is what this is. So yeah. So that's that side of it. Let's see. What else when you look here? Somebody's thinking of which yeah, it's got the file manager here. And it's a GNOME file manager, which I believe is 42 files. Files 42. It's files is the descendant of Nautilus, apparently. They're not calling it Nautilus anymore, they're calling it files permanently. But strangely enough, is also what a lot of times Nemo is called as files too on a lot of these systems as well. Yeah, 1765 is a lot, but for this purpose here, I mean for GNOME, it's probably not too shabby. It's a lot. I've seen a lot less, obviously. Like in the last, when I was, one of the things I was exploring was Puppy Linux. I'm probably going to do a video on that for too much longer. But Puppy is kind of confusing in how it's installed things, so I'm still trying to figure out. I was able to install it all right, but I'm not sure how I did it, to put it bluntly. So anyway, I probably have to go through it a few more times before I get it down good. So That's files. It's pretty decent file manager. It's no minimalistic versions. So you got all your home menu and everything's right here. And then you got your view options, your show list, and search, and your home. New folder, add bookmarks, paste, select all, open in terminal properties, all those right there. As well as I assume you can probably left click on it, the same things, yeah. Or you can left click on a thing if you had anything in here, any files, you can probably click on it and open up that way too. Desktop, documents, all standard stuff you normally get. And let's see. If you want to look at your applications, these are your applications and install a box, calculator, calendar, contacts, files, which is your we just looked at, Firefox web browser, which I believe is one of the latest versions of Firefox, if not the latest. I really should do an update before I explore all the stuff I know. About Firefox. 99.01, 64-bit. Wonder how this lady feels being displayed on everybody's browsers when they open it up. Wonder about strange things like that sometimes. So yeah, Geary for your text editor. Or that's email there. I was those two mixed up. Gary. This is your email client. HTOP is your HTOP, which we installed. It wasn't on here originally. And ImageMagick and PopShop, which is your settings. I mean, it's just where you go to get software and also update your system. And terminal text editor and your weather report, which will have to set that. So let's go PopShop because we know we had an update installed. And it's looking. So here it's got all the updates needs to be done. It's just this one right here. Operating system components is going to update all this extension, Gnome terminal, all stuff. So update. So update. Well, you suppose you just push update in there and done it all anyway, but that's the only thing I had to update was this one thing, all the system stuff, basically 34 update components since it's opened up. So wait for that. It's a little eyeball rolling around here indicates it's cooking on somewhere in there. And I'm trying to look and see if I can tell what it's expecting. Okay. I see it's a line indicating right there on the cancel button. That's tempting. Hit cancel. And the line in there indicates how far along it is on the process, I believe. So when it gets here to the end of cancel, you know it's done. The cancel button goes away, you're okay, I guess. So yeah. There goes, it's done. Ta-da! Everything's up to date, it says. Right there in case we're up to date. While we're here, we'll go ahead and take this opportunity to look at PopShop, which is a pretty good overall store if you want to do that. Like as I understand it, Let me see Discord. Yeah, you got those. And if you want to install Discord, I believe you have Flatpak installed. So yeah, so it says Flatpak's enabled out of the box. It's like if we want to install it, we can go here and see what it does. See if it installs it, see if it works. So it does the same thing for it, cancel button, and starts showing the line going across as it installs it. And Discord's proprietary software, so that's one of the reasons why I have to get it off Flatpak instead of off of the server, because that's why you have to get it off of a Flatpak instead of one of the repositories, because they don't have non-free stuff enabled on repositories yet. You could enable it, but it's not enabled right now, apparently. This is the only option they gave me for Discord, to install Discord Flatpak. It takes a little longer to install than other things. Just because it's got installed dependencies and everything. And now interaction. These videos, and not videos, but pictures while you're waiting for it to install. Not too shabby. And there it is, Flatpak. Installed. We'll see how it works. Okay, that's on the updates 4.5.5.5. Installing updates 3.4.5.5. Starting. Detecting account. No. Yeah, we'll make. Okay, so there you go. So it's opened up Discord and all that good stuff. If you want to log in there, you could. Or log in with QR code, all that kind of stuff. So we'll kill out of that. We now know it works. And let's see, store. Let's see. That's search. You want to search for Discord. Or you can browse Telegram desktop, which I use all the time. And you can chat with your team over here in Slack. You can download Atom, which is a hackable text editor for the 21st century. Steam. You want to open up Steam, you can install it there. And I'm sure you can install some other things for it too. There's Alacrity. So that should be an easy install for you if you like Alacrity. Terminal emulator. I personally like Kitty myself, so I use Kitty. Okay, now the other thing you need to check out is the tiling window manager. That's one of the interesting things. Because on this, you can, this little thing up here shows you're in floating window manager mode. If you hit Super Y, it should change the master stack tiling mode. Hit Super Y again, change back to floating window manager, just like that. Now, so when you open up a terminal, you notice how small it was last time? It should take a full screen like that. Now, if you open up another terminal, it pops over there. And it will keep opening terminals until it's real small. So I only use about, sometimes I may get this far on terminals, but usually if it's more than that, then I can move new workspace or something like that. So Or you can have floating window managers. I don't know if it will open up. Let me see. Now if we hit, yeah, so yeah, you hit your super Y, changes those back to floating window managers. Hit Y again, change it back. Now I think if you hit, I'm gonna guess here because I didn't look and didn't notice, but I think it's one of these turns it into stack. We'll have to go look at the key bindings and find out which one turns into stacking load layout. See if anybody knows here. Yes, I'm in a VM bits. It's lawn dimmer. Larry. Nope, no, not against law here, matter of fact. Yeah, I don't think you showed it on here. I could try, but I don't know if the touchpad will work on here or not. I have the touchpad turned off at the moment. Let's see. I can give it a shot though and see what happens. Let's see. Okay. Disabled, touchpad disabled, enabled. Okay, I got that available there. Let's see. And here, and I think it's workspaces. Yeah, show workspaces. There you go. I just did 2 fingers on it and went up and down. I think you can do it either way. Yeah. I think if you yeah, if you had more than one screen in here, which you have to have several more apps on here to do that, you could screen through those sideways type thing, but I don't think I can do anything about that now. Saves, install a bunch more apps on it and see how it goes. Looks like I've been checking out some stuff. Yeah, I didn't Endeavor OS last week, ARM edition. I didn't do that. I will be able to do it before long, maybe. But right now I don't have my arm yet. Arm armless. So no, need an arm. So anyway, that's about, yeah. I don't know if I can show anything else on that, but anyway. Yeah, I have sets. Yeah, it sets us do this, but not do now. Interesting. It's not because the launcher is because the launcher isn't showing some. So it's somewhere there. Application they're not showing either. Huh. Interesting. Sorry, something up on it. Hold up. Interesting. Apparently I had a problem, but I had to change back. Well, so let's see. We showed tiling. We showed flow window manager. Should be able to get this tiling window, flow window manager exceptions. So you have a window in here. You don't want it to show huge on you. Should have several already layers in there. Add exception by selecting currently running applications in Windows. Aha. So shortcuts launcher, tiling super Y, C launcher super, view all, so window tiles, active hand color, gaps. I want to increase or decrease the gaps between windows. I don't see anything here talking about anyway, it's supposed to be a stacking version as you saw on the website. Anybody here have an idea how to activate that? Might need to reboot after a bit, especially if it's installed a new thing. We're going to do that. Why don't we do that? Well, now it shows it. I hit the window key and it popped up this. Doo-doo. So yeah, now it's showing this actually. That's the launcher, and I think I showed that. Oh, you can do some interesting things with launcher. You can equal 2 times 4. 128, that's if you wanted to do that. It runs a calculator for you. You also like do, that takes this into your system things. Like say you want to go to power. There, here are its power things in settings. I use that a lot for that when I used it because I didn't want to have to sit here and go to the settings and search the settings to find what I wanted when I can just hit that in there and it'll pop right to it. And yeah, so it anything else I need to do in here? I'm trying to think what else I need to do. Reboot. How do you reboot the sucker? Just like that. And then much encrypt at the current time of the system itself. Alright. And that's pretty much where we're at. So that's system 76. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was asking if anybody knew the stacking. I need to stack. I don't know what I'll do. Stack. Stack overflow what I want. It's going to take me to the website. Startup applications. Each time. No. This will help me. I need to figure out that part of it myself. Anyway, if you want to use stacking windows, you should be able to in here. I don't know about to get to it. Does Steve know if Steve's still here? Steve, if you're still here or whatever, you know how to get to stacking window managers, stacking windows. That'd be cool to look at. I don't think I've done that before myself. So I guess that's pretty much it. And let me think if there's anything else I missed out on. Usually go through. Yeah. I didn't notice a whole lot of differences between this, just some minor tweaks and changes here and there. So, yeah, it could be an interesting deal. But, yeah. I don't know. Is anything anybody specifically want to look at other than what I showed you already? Speak up now or forever hold your peace. So, about 15 minutes or so before we need to actually it's going to be shorter anyway because of the debacle of the first 30 minutes of it were wiped out. So speak now, prayer, hold your peace. And I'm not using NDI. I might try the. I don't think NDI was a problem on this, but did zoom, then it cut out my microphone. That's what caused it, I think. Let's see what y'all are chatting about over here. Yeah, I forgot a bunch of different beasts. I could try and do zoo. I need to set up things a bit more though, I think, before I can just zip on over to Zoom. Be nice to chat with all you guys about stuff and see what you think, but I'm gonna leave it there for now until I figure out the Zoom thing more. Probably have Steve or somebody help me out on that at some point this week. And yeah, that's what goofed up my sound initially was tried Zoom and it took over my microphone when I let it talk or something. Then when it did, it was like real low or something like that. Even though I zapped it. So that's Pop OS. Yeah, it's got a lot of features I like, especially personally. I like tiling quite a bit, and I like the launcher. No, Steve doesn't like it, but I do. So, yeah, you can go right to things you need to go to on it. It's pretty spiffy in that regard. There's also other things you can do with the launcher, which if you look at other videos on it or you go to their website and you can find out different things you can do with it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I know you can go to websites on it. Like I think I can go to my website on it. Mouse touchpad. Well, it's upgrading recovery. That's what Steve's been doing on that. Doesn't seem like it's gonna do it. Let me see. Okay. According to this, you also, if you snap right at the top when you want, you see it down there, you can just press Control 2 or Control 3, whichever one you want. So we'll try Control 2. Should open up Firefox. I don't know if it'll open up my side in the middle of it or not, but nope. I have to go there specifically to look at that. So yeah, if some of y'all want to look at some things of interest, I'll just add this in bonus stuff. I guess some of you might be aware of it, some of you not. Have some scripts that I have on. Yeah, over here I have download scripts. You also tip me if you want to at some point. Not expecting anybody to, so far nobody has, but tell you to tip me if you want to. So anyway, I need to update this information on my blog post about the subject. So you can go there and look. You might be able to figure it out from it, but I need to more consolidate it into better, more coherent post on the subject. Anyway, if you're not sure how to use a bash script file, you can review that information. Or if you already know it, you can skip it, whatever. Right click on the following links, select Save As for a similar menu item to download the files to your device. You might need to change the name if it conflicts with a similar script or program on your system. So I have here some Qtile configuration files. Here's where you click it, download the configuration files, archive. And because those are like difficult to put up sometimes, because if I remember right, Qtile doesn't install anything. You have to, you have to like install your own configuration file on it for it to work. This is my DD ISO to USB. It's my USB drive mount, and it's my USB router, so to speak, ISO router to USB script file. Use DD, so use DD. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if I need to check this, but I think this script will work. It's, yeah. So, you may need to edit it to put it to non-Debian systems, but Debian systems, it should work, and I'm not sure exactly how I have it set up in there. If I download it from the site, it may have, I think they did somewhere. Yeah, I actually developed this website myself, actually. I call it, what do I call this? I don't remember now. Anyway, I call it the simple website, I think. Simple website, I think is what I call it. Oddly enough. If you know something about web programming, you can change it up, but otherwise you just have the colors and upload it, and doesn't use any databases or nothing. Just it uses directories and files like that to differentiate where you put things, stuff like that. So anyway, install Candy Icons, and you can use, this is what I did when I did my new user distro evaluations spreadsheets. When I did, it says blank spreadsheet basically for evaluating distros. Invite people the time to follow along with me if they want to do that. Bye, Steve. See you this weekend. Yeah, be sure to be there for Steve's new reveal of the new Peppermint OS. Yay. See you later. And app image install, which installs menus, installs app images on your menu, and install my packages. This is like my big, installs all my packages, flat packs, as well as things you can put in, all the stuff. It tells all about it right there. And it covers most Linux distributions. If it's not in there, then you can add it in there yourself. Any bash programming. And that's pretty much the last script I have on there. So, yeah. Yeah, if you go to my rlkoppel.com site, you'll see something similar, but different. And type. Yeah, so there's my writing website, same format and stuff. You publish books here, and then you can go back to main menu here, in my blog, or contact me, or my bio back. Everything you want to know about me, we're too lazy to ask. So, yeah. So that's that. So, yeah. That's Pop! OS. I'd probably use it. I have used it before if I needed to. But I'm satisfied with MX Linux for now. I'm gonna not distro hop anymore for a while at least, and keep this system unless I have a reason to change it. Usually what happens is I usually have a reason to work. Now we have we have also Linux Saloon. I think this week is just open discussion time, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's open mic, they say, open mic time. So yeah, if you're interested in hearing us chat about whatever we want to chat about, you can come and join us for that. And most of you are probably from there anyway, so you already know about it, but thought I'd plug it anyway, since I haven't seen Nathan show up yet, so I guess he's been busy and stuff. I sent him a link, but how do you host your site? What language did you write it? Well, I hosted the site with it's hosted by Host Papa right now. They bought out the site I was using on, and I'm grandfathered in on, so it's paid like $100, a little over $100 a year for service, and it's I don't know what their standard is. I got it when it was lunar pages. It's a deal they had on there, and you can create your website, that kind of thing. But the cool thing is, I also got it so I can make any number of domains, any unlimited domains if I wanted to, except you have to register each one, so you have to pay $20 a year for each one you'd register. It's the only problem there, but yeah, you can create as many or subdomains. You can create as many subdomains as you want, all those kind of things. So, for language I wrote it in PHP. I've done PHP websites before, and basically wrote a base install script, not install script. I wrote a base script for it, which takes all the directories and it does it creates menus on it automatically by all you have to do is drop in a simple HTML file that has HTML formatting. You don't have to put headers or footers or none of that stuff on it. Drop it into a folder, specific folder, and automatically creates menus from that you saw over there. So yeah, with that you can just create your files as you want and that kind of thing. You can do searches, and yeah, I have a search function I have on there. I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, so it'll keep expanding. How many levels down you go, it'll expand that top part out with links back to each section, and where you can go, it'll change the menus as you go to new folders and stuff. So let me show you what I was talking about there. Okay, so like here, I think I have in my Opponent's books, and I have several levels down there, so I got that. And I have each of these are folders on there for virtual each of the series I have, as well as audio recordings and audio. Now you notice this line here and it starts here. These are actual files that are there. So I have all that kind of stuff. So if you went here, went to the Virtual Chronicles or Legendary Downfield, you see there, and then you go down here. Yeah, each of the books listed over here, individual things. So what the last one I did, which Reality Game Book 4. Yeah, it gives information. I have it's the thing, all simple HTML I'll put in here. So you just have to know how to do bold and italics and stuff like that, and titles and that kind of thing. Now you can set these titles to be anything you want them to be. So Like if a reality game was title heading 3 or something, then it would look a certain way. So CSS that you can play with, if you know CSS coding, you can do that and change things up a bit, or you can change the position of things if you wanted to. But this is the most easiest way I found to do it. So yeah. And of course all my books are available online at Amazon as well as other bookstores all over the world. So all over the world, it makes it sound like I'm a world known author or something, but I'm not. Yeah. So anyway, I don't make a lot of money on these books, but I had a itch and I wrote them, so there you go. And you can go back to this section, or you can go back to main menu. So yeah, it's all written in PHP, as you can see, PHP and index. PHP is the main core of it. So it's all open source. I can probably post the information on it more if you wanted to know what the daily guts of it was and stuff like that and how it worked. Or I could maybe at some point make it available. I actually wrote some help files on it, but I haven't really been able to finish writing those, so I don't want to just post it out there without no help, for it. I actually have a blog, my blog, which I changed it up and I made it so that this would be available. You could look on this on your, what do you call it, your cell phone, stuff like that. It'll shrink and format everything so that it works. So I have the submenu over here because the submenu you wouldn't be able to get to the submenu very easy. But yeah, on here won't do much, but it basically shows you that page because this goes away when you're on a cell phone, when you're down on page or something like that. So yeah, so I had this, and this is like my main page, and you have subscribe, search, or old couple's website, back to where we were. And the only blog post I have on here is basically Allie's Angelic Adventures, which is a book I'm in the process of writing. This is chapter 15, I guess. I have more chapters after this one. I have refrained from posting because now the book's done. I gotta edit it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm on the phase of it. But yeah, this is pretty interesting book actually. Allie's Angelic Adventures. So yeah, and more just regular blog posts I have down here, and if I have any more to put in certain groups, I can create another folder for it. Put it in there. So all I do is just drop this and it formats it so it's always this size no matter what. So yeah, let's see what yeah, you just see it change there. Submenu. Anyway, that's that. Is there a series you recommend? Well, what do you like? You like science fiction or you like fantasy? I got both kinds in there. And do you like more young adult science fiction? Then the Virtual Chronicles, one I was showing you, would be one you use. One that would be cool. I think at least a lot of people like first book. Men only want to read first book. But yeah, I like the last book personally myself too. But at least one person I talked to, my priest, said he liked first book best, and then maybe the third or fourth book next, or something like that. So, but it's interesting because I think he liked the message and stuff. You like both kinds? Okay, well, Then you have the Reality Chronicles, which is, I didn't mean to have two chronicles, but I did. Virtual Chronicles is basically about a kid that I'm not trying to say here. Yeah, a kid that him and his friend uh get this new game for Christmas, which is going all over the world actually, and everybody gets in, but it has a delay on it. It starts all at the same time. Everybody starts at the same time, and then they go into this virtual reality, which is actually very realistically oriented. What they don't know is that they're actually on another planet, virtually, even though their bodies are at home in their beds. They're on another planet virtually, and they are fighting wars, real wars, where they really die, that kind of thing. So, yeah. But they don't realize that at first, but they slowly figure it out. And then when they figure it out, they try to get out of it and they do that. Nice stream. Catch you later. Bye, Serban. Good to talk with you. And then I have a series, fantasy series, which is my first books that I wrote. And yeah, it's about this kid that goes into this strange strip steam house that everybody goes to in his town, and he comes out with this ring, not a ring of power or anything like that, but it does give him a sort of power to be his brother's keeper, and he can heal people. He gives the power to heal people, but it's sort of semi-religious in that it has religion, not overt religion, I don't think, whatever, but that's kind of interesting, and and that kind of thing. So I have actually this book I just finished. I just showed you on the blog. It's actually a book that I've written. It's in the same world, much long time later than what the stories that are in Reality's Dawn happen. But Reality's Dawn is more episodic in nature. And Reality's Ascent is more like a lot of stuff happens. Let's put it that way. A lot of stuff happens. So it's kind of semi-episodic, but it's also kind of semi-story. You know, the whole story arc that happens through through the book to the end. Then in the third book, Reality's Fire, there's a it's traditional, more traditional story there. So there's that, and then on the other one, Dragon series I'm writing, which is not finished yet. I'm about to publish the second book in that series. And then I've got the standalone book, which is a nice science fiction book for adults, more adultish in nature than the other ones, called Rebellion, which is kind of about an Orthodox priest who is head of a rebellion group, which is kind of odd and strange, but that was the concept. So you might be interested in reading that one too. So there you go. There's other ones there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember what I'm doing. Let's see. And back to this. Here. Let's see. That's Dragon Book series. That's Virtual Chronicle series. It's Reality Chronicle series. Audio recordings. I also got some anthologies of short stories too. That's what I was missing. Yeah. Since I started writing short stories in 2006, I created quite a collection over years, blah blah. So I got Ethereal Worlds 1, and Ethereal Words, which is a publication of poems in case you're interested in poetry. Mine's may vary on that, so yeah. And let's say audio recordings, various things I've done over the years. back my voice was much better and clearer. Like I read The Call of Nature, which is a short story road. It was you can read all the stuff about all the stuff in there anyway. So weapons of war, steamy realities for realities as ad, oh, it says realities warrior realities advent. Sin it should be. Yeah. Also, I created a song in there. You can't hear it because I don't have it set up for you to hear, but I guess it's not in here. Oh, yeah, it's Reality's Flame. Wrote this song on it. And so you can't hear it there, but Reality's Flame. Yeah, I have it down here. Whoops, audio recording. There's I wrote this song for Plurality's Ascent, not the other one. And then this guy took it and sang it and put it to music. I kind of sang it for him so he know what I had in my mind is how it sounded. Because I can't sing it very well right now. I can sing it, but not very hot, not very good, I guess. Y'all would probably be plugging your ears and things like that. Ooh. So I won't bore you with that, but one, that kind of thing. So, yeah. So anyway, that's the story of then. That's Papa West, and I guess it's time to shut her down. We've been going, after I edit this, I'll be going for just under 2 hours a bit, so it's about a nice thing. And yeah, we'll check out y'all. Thanks everybody for showing up. Larry and Spence and Sravon and Steve and Adam for a while, and see who else showed up. I'm forgetting somebody. Yeah, I never saw Nathan, so he must be busy away doing something. That's why they're having the Linux Saloons having a, what do you call it? Yeah, you too. Have a great week. We'll see y'all later. So I guess I'll switch it back. And so, as I always say at the end of things, may the Linux force be with you. Bye.